Hi everyone, and welcome to another InfraView Spotlight series, InfraViewing. Super excited today to have Alan White, Head of Solutions at Crayon. Crayon operate globally across, I think, 46 countries with over 4,000 professionals. Leading the sort of charge in IT optimization and innovation. So, I'm hearing nothing but great things about Crayon throughout the channel. They are trusted advisors for over 100,000 businesses worldwide, and they're looking at the sort of strategy and strategic vision in software acquisition, IT optimization, and maximizing that return and investment across cloud, data, and AI. That's my little intro. I'm sure Alan can give us a more in-depth overview of the business and some great insights. But Alan, look, once again, really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Great to be on here and speaking with yourself, Tim. I mean, to be honest, you've done a great job at giving an overview of Crayon. But we've 46 countries, over 4,000 employees. It's fantastic to work with such a diverse people, diverse countries, cultures. I've certainly had experience in my role. I quite enjoy working with other countries. Throughout my time, I've been at Crayon for probably just over 4 years now, leading the modern work side in the UK. Then fortunately was able to go into a more of a group role for a year and actually worked with all of those 46 countries, or tried to anyway.
Wow.
Leading the charge around modern work.
Brilliant. I mean, look, there's a huge coverage there, and we're talking about, thousands and thousands of customers, multiple countries. Obviously that comes with challenges, but to kick things off, tell us how you got into the industry. Sort of a little bit of background on yourself and where you're at now.
Yeah, sure. So, I started doing a sports degree many moons ago, so very far away from IT. So I started in sports, started in leisure, and then moved in. Fortunately, got a break at Ultima Business Solutions.
I know well.
I was internal account manager for about 18 months. Moved into like an account manager role there. Loved it at Ultima. It was a fantastic business, fantastic people. Then I moved on to a little bit different, still in the tech space, but more into the fitness tech space. I wanted to try something a little bit different. Did that for a year and then came back and into more IT centric technologies. So I moved into CompareX. Again, loved it at CompareX, and they were then acquired by Software One. Spent my time there, and then moved over to Crayon. I wanted to carve out a bit of a niche for myself, to be honest, and I quite enjoyed that modern workspace technology, looking at the Microsoft portfolio really, and how can I help customers drive adoption and actually utilize the technology that they've purchased. I did that for a couple of years, leading the practice in the UK. Then I moved into group role, so I was the sales director for Modern Work globally, helping with the go-to-market and enabling other countries on our Modern Work services. And then came back to Crayon UK just over a year ago. So I think May actually came back to head up our solutions team, effectively pre-sales. So got a team of solution consultants and multi-cloud architects, focusing on all things really, from software asset management, FinOps, modern work, security, data and AI. We cover a large portfolio, which again can have its challenges, but we've got good people in the team that are the subject matter experts in their particular fields, which really helps.
Brilliant. I love that. Look, you've mentioned some great companies, and it's really refreshing to see that you've come through the channel. You've lived and breathed that MSP solution by the world, some small, some large, and now obviously working for a global organization with, thousands of customers worldwide, right? And modern workplace, where it's at right now, ever changing. It's that opportunity to work with all the latest cutting edge technologies and drive that from an optimization point of view, right? And I love the fact that you've sort of done sales and pre-sales, so you appreciate the importance of being able to articulate, solutions and services not too salesy that you lose the detail around the technology, but not too technical that you aren't able to position a solution to technical, non-technical people. I think that's really important in today's world, right? To capture both angles. No, I love that. So, transition from sort of UK to global. How are you finding that?
So well, we went from doing model work lead for Crayon UK to the global role. Look, really enjoyed it. As I said, I really loved working with so many different cultures, different countries, different personnel. Just learning so much about different countries, from like European countries all the way to Australia, New Zealand, just APAC generally. It was really good. Certainly had challenges trying to roll out our solutions across different time zones. Early mornings, late nights every now and again, but I really enjoyed it, and it was a great company to be able to be given that opportunity. Went out to Norway, to our head office in Oslo, which is unbelievable, lovely, stunning office there. So look, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then had the opportunity to again move away from modern work to then focus on all areas across the technology stack, really, for Azure and AWS, modern work, and SAM, FinOps, and see how we can actually drive the business forward from services all up, and how we can help the sales team close more business. And that's
love that.
Like the main goal of me and my team, really, is to how can we help close more opportunities.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and do you know what? That leads on to my next question, actually. So, in terms of core focus for the business right now, I mean, you've mentioned, some key areas in the industry right now, modern workplace, cloud, Azure, AWS, etc., and how they all integrate. But, tell the audience what the core focus is for the business right now from a technology perspective, and service and solutions, if you like.
Yeah, sure. So I guess the good thing about Crayon is we can cover pretty much all areas across the technology stack, as I said, from Azure, AWS, but for us, we're all about trying to help our customers optimize their environments, and that's not necessarily just in one area. We're trying to optimize everything. So this day and age, everyone is looking at cutting costs, but we want to try and optimize so we can help customers innovate. So how can we save costs and actually move them into a different area of the business, looking at bespoke AI solutions as an example. But we want to make sure that we're optimizing not from a licensing point of view, so looking at like enterprise agreements and CSP, making sure they're on the right licenses, user profiling, then moving into that whole SAM managed service, looking at the baseline, and seeing, not just basically optimizing their Microsoft and expanding into other areas, other vendors, moving into the FinOps piece as well. So again, trying to reduce their cloud spend across Azure and AWS, looking at how their environment is supported, so optimizing their support contracts. Can we provide better SLAs or and at a more commercially attractive position as well? So we're all about optimization, but trying to actually drive the businesses forward by leveraging some of our AI capabilities. We're extremely strong in that area. We've had a center of excellence for the last 10 years. Before, I guess, it probably became quite mainstream over the last couple of years, but we've got a
buzzword right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a huge center of excellence. I think over 120 odd data scientists scattered across the doing some really cool stuff, and some very clever people, a lot smarter than myself, doing those things. So it's certainly exciting. That's where we want to basically go, really, with some of our customers.
Do you know what? I love that, right? Because look, the buzzword right now, AI, automation, some businesses are talking about it but not doing it. Other companies have already been doing it for a while, but it's only now that the world's getting to know about it. And all it takes is one person to mention it, and then every MSP solution provider is saying they do it right. But look, I love that. Look, over 150 data scientists, did you say?
I think it's around 120, 130. It might be more.
Wow.
But
I mean, that is awesome, you know. And what I was writing notes there, what stood out is you talk about optimizing, you know, your customers' requirements and maximizing return. I think that's so important because, you know, in the world we live in right now, with the technology that we've got access to and we're able to deliver and provide, it's not about one hat fits all. And what's really standing out with Crayon on, you know, is you know, you're looking at the overall service and solution and optimizing their maximum return depending on what technology, what service, what solution they take. You know, obviously bringing in that AI and automation to remove some of that grunt work, but still keep that sort of human touch. I think it's really important.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And we, I mean, even just from a licensing point of view, is if they've got E5, well, you've made a huge investment into your E5 licenses. Well, like, how can we actually help you leverage some of the workloads that you're not using currently? So, are you not utilizing Viva? Are you not utilizing Intune? Well, let us come in and help you actually, you know, do that adoption and change management. Same with Copilot. Even when we're talking from Copilot and we're saying that this is the latest and greatest, and they purchase the licenses, but they might not necessarily have the training and the enablement on how to use it, how to get the most out of it. Then all of a sudden you have a negative experience, and then you don't use it, and you've got an expensive license sitting there that you're not using. So what we want to do is make sure, well, if you're buying a load of Copilot licenses, how can we as Crayon come in and actually help that adoption and change management over the next 6 months or 12 months to make sure that not only every user is using that license, but what's the impact it's having on the business? What are the time efficiencies it's providing you? I think that's really key, and that's what we're trying to focus on.
100%. Look, right, it's one of those ones where sort of 6 months ago everyone was chatting about Copilot, right? And everyone had the opportunity to go online, watch videos, learn a bit about it. Some companies were embracing it, and it's so important that, you know, if you are selling that as a service or solutions or a licensing bit of software, you know, it's one thing taking it, but another thing being shown how to use it and optimize it efficiently within your business, right? And I think, you know, for me, look, I'm a non-technical guy, right? I've lived and breathed this space for so long, but from a recruitment perspective, someone shows me a new tool, if I hit that first hurdle, fear kicks in and I move on and go, right, it's not for me. Where actually, if I have that support and that company and that professional to go, do you know what? You will hit this hurdle. This might come up, but we can overcome it this way, and just stay with it, stick with it, because the benefits are huge in the long term, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're spot on. And I think that's what we're seeing at the moment. We've done a number of Copilot readiness workshops with our customers, and they're generally resonating really well. They get excited by it, and then with Crayon, what we're trying to do and what we are doing with our customers is okay, well, what's the next step? So we're looking at that whole Copilot governance, that the data control, making sure that your environment is set up in a way it's safe for users to actually start using Copilot, and they're not going to be getting access to documentation or files that they shouldn't be getting access to. So making sure that they're almost set up for success and they're secure. And then we're looking at, okay, right, what's the plan? Okay, you're going to buy 200 licenses, 300 licenses. What's the user group, and how are we going to actually help you adopt it? Have you got local champions? Have you got communities set up? And basically it's trying to set them up for success to make sure that they're actually going to get the benefit from Copilot, which it is an unbelievable tool if used correctly. That's what we're trying to help customers with.
Absolutely. So what sounds like you guys are going on that journey with the customer, right? You know, you're going through what can be pain points at times, but you've got a solution to that problem, and you're going to educate and help and nurture throughout that process. I love it. You know, I think that's important because they feel safe and secure, right?
Yeah, we don't want to just be there as a partner to transact licenses. We want to actually then say, okay, well, you purchase this license, what next? So it's not even a 1 month we do a workshop and leave them there. It's okay, well, let's help you over the next 12 months because you're going to be purchasing more and more licenses, and we don't want them to sit in there doing nothing and then being a cost to the business. So we want to make sure that we're holding their hand along the way.
Brilliant. I love it. So look, you know, we're talking about now going on the journey with the customer. We're talking about hand-holding them throughout that process to, you know, make sure they get the maximum return. So what does the perfect client look like for Crayon, whether it be size, vertical, or whatever?
Yeah, I guess with Crayon, the good thing is we don't have specifics really. We have different teams across Crayon in the UK. We have a thriving channel business looking after our partners. We have a corporate team up to about sort of 10,000 users, businesses, and then we've got an enterprise and global team that will look after 10,000 users plus, and we have a public sector team. So we generally we're not verticalized. We just we focus on trying to serve our customers the best way possible. So no verticals from our side at all.
Love it. So you're literally accommodating any size, any shape, with the right team and the right expertise.
Yeah, and we're trying to. And what we want to do is again, it's not just sell a license or sell a service and they're forgotten about, and it's not just necessarily okay, and then move on to the next thing. It's okay. Well, we want to make sure that we're a strategic partner to that customer. So. Okay, we're helping you with licensing, but how else can we actually help you save money? As I said, we're all about trying to help with optimization and efficiencies and innovation. So choose Crayon as a key partner of yours, and we'll help you along that way. We want to make sure that we're providing that top tier service, which we are providing to a lot of our customers, whether it's around Azure services or Azure or point services, professional services, support, all that stuff, even from licensing, SAM, FinOps. We could tie this all together to provide a more holistic approach to providing that optimization service.
Love that. And look, what's standing out there is working with the partner to create the best possible relationship and service and return, right? So look, there's lots of technology out there right now. There's lots of solution providers trying to sell a similar service and solution, right? Okay. Now, there's been lots of ups and downs over the last couple of years. Dare I mention COVID, but off the back of that, we all had to adapt, change, look at new ways of working, new solutions to accommodate people that were all remote, etc. What kind of challenges has Crayon had to overcome over the last, couple of years? What really stood out, that you had to change, adapt, adopt, and move forward?
Well, I think certainly over the last 2 years, even since I've been at Crayon for 4 years, we've just been growing so quickly. It's a lovely problem to have. Is that we're having great success in terms of the solutions we're providing, the service we're providing our customers, and that obviously comes with challenges that you've got to be agile and you've got to move quickly and you've got to make quick decisions. But it obviously shows that we're doing something right. So I think Definitely. It's just the ability to move at pace is what we've sort of found over the last few years. And as I said, it has its challenges, but certainly the positives outweigh the negatives in that sense. So really in terms of the speed and the pace that we have to work, sometimes it's not for everyone, but it's definitely a positive in my eyes.
Absolutely right. I mean, and that's what we talk about, turning a negative into a positive, right? I mean, growth is, a positive pain point, right? It's one of those ones where it's great that we are growing and, we are hitting record revenue each year. But that comes with those challenges, making sure that we have the right people we have the right amount of people with the right skills and experience to continue that sort of grade A service, right? You talk about that. Always putting the customer first, always looking at, making sure that level of service doesn't drop.
Yeah.
And then I love what you said there in terms of, look, it's a nice pain to have, right? Everyone wants to grow, everyone wants to, create more revenue and get more opportunity. And I think if we identify that the need is there and we're hiring the right people, and we're still maintaining that level of professionalism with our customers and that optimum service, we're on to a winner, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, when it comes to hiring and at Crayon in the UK, I personally think we've got an unbelievable culture. And when we're trying to hire new people, obviously we need to move at pace and we need to hit the demands of the business and get more people in. But also we want to make sure that's the right people that are coming into the business. And sometimes it takes time to find find that right person that is
absolutely
yes, from a technical point of view or a sales point of view, they're brilliant, but do they fit culturally into Crayon as well? And that's really, really key.
Yeah, it can take time, unless you use InfraView. Sorry, I had to put. Sorry, I had to put that in there. No, look, I love that you mentioned culture. I'm big on that. I'm huge. I think a business is built on the people, right? Yeah, one person can't drive one business to success. And MSP, solution provider, well, it's not for everyone, right? So how do you create that perfect culture, or how do you get that right? In your eyes, or
it's really, to be honest, I don't think there's a silver bullet to it. I think it's not driven from one person. I think it's driven from a number of people, from senior leadership to everyone that's involved in the business, and that's why in the recruitment process, we want to make sure that we have a few people involved in it, and not necessarily to understand the technical, but making sure that they're the right person. But it's just having the right morals, the right objectives, shared values into what you want to achieve. And for me personally, it's actually, as a team, what are the goals, and what is it that we want to achieve as a team, and then as a business.
Love that.
But also what's key to us from a value point of view. So if we can go around the team and say, well, let's agree on what our values are, then we're all working to a common goal. We all know what we're working towards. We know if we all got a shared value, then we're going to have the same outcome effectively, and be working for the same thing. So I think that's key, is making sure that the values align, in my mind.
Do you know what? I love that. And look, you mentioned, it's important that it starts with the leadership. I think any business, in terms of sort of values, objectives, as a team, they've got to be agreed, right? If people start going in different directions, or don't share the same values, or don't even know what the vision is or the strategy is, you see this disjointed business, and you see pockets of success, but overall it's all a little bit like, I don't really know where I am and what I'm doing. And I love what you just said there. If everyone shares the same values, if everyone's bought into the vision, if everyone has come up with a solution, it's like teamship, right? If someone comes up with a solution together, you're all bought into it, you all share the right purpose, and you've got an opportunity to drive forward as one. Absolutely. And it makes it real.
I think, this is the thing, it's not one person dictating what it should be or what the values should be. From my point of view, it's actually getting agreement from the team and say, hey, what do we actually want to be known for? What are our values? What do you think our values should be? And actually then coming up with a list of 5 or 6 key values that we think we want to abide by. But I think what's also important is actually having that transparency.
Definitely.
As a team and organisation, from the top as well, and which we have, is making sure that everyone is super clear on values, and also what the goal is and what the mission is for the year, or what the mission is for the next 3 years. So everyone is effectively pulling in the same direction.
Definitely. Yeah, really important. And I think that's what really stands out. I mean, I hear nothing but great things about Crayon, in all areas, if I'm honest, just in terms of values, culture, opportunity, technology, client base. And that's why I was really excited about getting you on today, because, all I'm hearing is great things. And I don't just mean pipeline growth, revenue. I'm just talking about people, culture, opportunity, projects, technology. And that's what people want to hear about. The days have gone where if people are joining a business, it's all about an extra 20% on their basic. It's not. It's about the values. It's about, is it a company where opinions count? If I put my opinion forward, is it going to get listened to? And are we going to, work together to create the best possible outcome and go on this journey as one? And I think you hit the nail on the head there. I love that. Okay. What about USPs? The famous question that people either like or don't like. What is Crayon's core USPs, or how would you want to be perceived in the market?
Similar to what I sort of mentioned earlier, just around our optimization story, our optimization journey, and how we can bring it all together. Yep. Because at Crayon we're fortunate that we span so many technology areas. We're not just trying to optimize in one area, in one space. We're not just saying, okay, we're going to optimize your cloud spend, but we're talking optimization from a bit of materials around your EA. Okay, all right, you're spending $5 million a year on your enterprise agreement. Well, let's reduce that. Can we reduce that to 3.5, 4 million? Have you got optimization targets? What's your savings percentage that you need to achieve as a company? And then we can look at the licensing. We can then start looking at all the other vendors as well. So we can look at Oracle to see what else we can do. We can look at IBM to optimize that environment, as well as not just focusing on Microsoft and then going into the Azure or the AWS space, looking at your support agreements. What have you got in place at the moment? Are you spending a huge amount, millions on a support agreement where you might not necessarily be getting the value from? Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Let's tailor it to exactly what you need and what you're going to utilize from a support contract. And so effectively just bringing that all together into almost one holistic approach. So listening to what the pain points are and just taking the customer through a step by step on all the areas that we can help optimize. And if there are areas that we can, again, help them with going into AI, into that, okay, well, what do you want to do with AI? I know you're saying that it's like, well, it's this shiny thing. You're coming to us and you say, oh, AI, I want AI, but what do you want to do with it? There's so many things that we can do, but let's be specific. Let's be bespoke in that solution. So whether that's looking at a contact center or looking at computer vision, how can we actually benefit you as a business and actually drive innovation?
I love that. And I love the fact that it wasn't just, a standard robotic answer where, do you know what, a lot of people say USPs, years of experience, team of specialists, great at X, Y, and Z, where actually what you've said there is, you're looking at that opportunity to optimize a customer's return by the best possible outcome, utilizing technology, creating the best service, working with the right people to get that holistic overview to create the optimum outcome. I love that, and I think that's so important. I think some companies miss it, right? They just focus on one hat fits all, right, you're going from on-prem to cloud, you need Azure, where actually that might not be the case. It might not suit that business right there at that point. So you got to look at everything and how that ongoing relationship is going to benefit, right?
Yeah,
from a service and solution.
We want to be as agnostic as possible. Even when we're looking at SAM and SAM tooling, we're not necessarily going to say you have to have this tool. It's more, okay, well, listen to your needs. What do you want? What do you want to achieve? And say, okay, well, maybe this one is more fit for purpose for you based on what you're telling us. So, and same with cloud as well. I mean, there's certain benefits that go for Azure over AWS and maybe AWS over Azure, but we're trying to be as agnostic as possible in our approach and drive the right outcome for the customer.
Perfect. Outcome based, right? I mean, that's really important, and putting that customer first. So, okay, look, there's lots of technology there, and you're servicing so many customers. How do you guys sort of see, I suppose, what technology do you think is going to most disrupt, the channel, specifically MSP solution buyers right now?
Yeah, do you know what? And it's not groundbreaking, but I still think there's a lot of work to do. It is Copilot.
Okay.
I think at this moment, obviously, it was released last year, but I don't think everyone has realized what its potential is and what it can do, and I think there's a lot of work to do over the next 12 months to help our customers actually realize the benefit of it. Well, I mean, we're seeing at the moment, we're doing a lot of enablement around Copilot internally and externally to our customers, and it's not a quick fix, and I think there needs to be a whole adoption and change management piece aligned to Copilot, and making sure that everyone can get the value out of it. And it's only going to develop as well, right? It's only going to get better. There's only going to be more features. There's going to be more and more different Copilots. So obviously you've got Copilot for security, you've got M365 Copilot. There's going to be loads, and it's going to be built into everything. So it's going to be interesting and exciting to see where it goes. We just want to make sure that we can help our customers with Copilot, and it'd be intriguing to see the benefits of it in 12 months time, to see where it actually is.
I love that, right? Because again, we've touched on the AI, the automation, and Copilot, and there will be other tools that are going to come out, and the fact of the matter is it's here to stay, isn't it? It's not going anywhere, and it's going to come with those challenges, and we're going to have to look at how we can. I love what you mentioned there in terms of we're looking at internally and externally, and I love that because why not take advantage of looking at how we can optimize our business internally first, or alongside how we do it for our customers? Because that's like a mini case study, right? We're utilizing it in our internal business across multiple offices within Crayon, and actually these are the issues that we're facing, and this is how we overcome it. Wow. So when you actually go to a customer with that, they're already listening, they're already understanding how you're going to work with them and go on that journey. And I think that's really important when there is something like this that could scare a lot of people.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, we want to practice what we preach. We don't want to be positioning something that, A, we don't know, or B, we don't believe in. But yeah, this is something that is, as you say, quite rightly, it's here to stay. It is an unbelievable tool that is going across the productivity suite of M365. It's brilliant, and it's only going to get better. So yeah, we want to make sure that we're utilizing it internally, so we can speak firsthand our experiences, maybe some of the hurdles that we've had and how we've overcome them, so we can better advise our customers on how we've achieved it. From my perspective, using it is more of almost a mindset shift for me. Definitely. Obviously, for years and years, been so traditional in how I've worked, but then when I'm working, it's like I do something, and then all of a sudden, it's like, I could have used Copilot for that. Whereas now it should be the other way around. My mindset needs to shift a little bit and say, I'm going to use Copilot first. So yeah, I think that's just an innate challenge. I think that's just a people challenge, isn't it? To try and change the mindset of think Copilot first, not second. So that's only going to come with time.
I love that, right? I'm massive on mindset. I think mindset, attitude, behaviour. It's all about having that right attitude with the right mindset, that then the right behaviours will follow, right? And look, change can be everyone's biggest fear, right? But the ones that embrace it, they're the ones that get more knowledgeable, more credible, become more experienced, and they're able to then enhance either their own capabilities and knowledge, but then pass that on to others, right? And that's what it's all about, sharing this knowledge and experience to better our customers' experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I even remember going from Skype to Teams, and I remember the challenges with playing. People didn't want to go to Teams. It was everyone loved Skype, and now would you believe how utilising Teams is across every business across the globe? It's game changing, right? So it'll probably be.
We're on it all day. It's all day, right? Yeah, it's just there's not a day that goes by that we're not booking in a Teams call. And actually, that's the thing where I need to reverse what we've said, but still in a positive way. You said you got to have that mindset where you got to go, right, by default, I got to go to Copilot, because then it might remove some of the grunt work that will get me quicker to that human touch, right, and that ability to face-to-face interaction, etc. But I think sometimes I'm very much like, well, I'm going to stick to my old ways because it's what I'm used to, it's what I know. Because if I go there, I might get lost, I might get stuck. But actually, if I embrace that, learn how to do it, I'm going to be better and quicker next time, and actually it's going to work its way out, and there's only a positive outcome from it, right? Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's going to take time with something of Copilot and the technology and the power that it can do. It will take time to learn how to prompt correctly, how to get the most out of Copilot in different applications, whether that's in PowerPoint or Excel or Word or Teams or Exchange. It's going to take time to work out how to best get the most out of it. And it's here to stay. It's an amazing tool, just used correctly. Definitely. Listen, I love that. There's some huge insights there, and look, Crayon are clearly doing some amazing things with some great customers, across all the latest cutting edge technologies, embracing all, different ways of optimizing clients' needs to get the maximum return, right? It's super exciting times for you guys right now. And look, let's just bring it back to you a little bit more, Alan, and find out a little bit more about your sort of career success. If you were to sort of label one biggest success story, what would that be?
I guess
I'm sure there's many.
No. I think that a success, or I guess what I'm probably proud of, is shifting from maybe a sports background into moving into IT and working my way up to probably the position that I hold today, which I'm quite proud of. I've worked hard over the years to upskill myself, to revise, to do exams, to make sure that I'm reading before the day starts, I'm reading after the day's finished, certainly across modern work, making sure that I get myself up to a standard that's going to provide value to not only to the business but also to our customers, and I put that pressure on myself to make sure I hit those standards. And so I'm quite proud of the journey that I've got on so far, from where I started out and where I currently am.
Definitely. And we go back to, it's a mindset thing. If you're passionate about something, and you clearly want to give it your best shot, it's all about, taking that step, right? And you've moved from, sporting to IT to engineering, sales, pre-sales, management, and now, sitting there heading up a global division, right? I mean, wow, what an achievement. And you got the scars, I'm sure, to show it. And, people are going to fail, overcome that. But that's where that, I suppose, respect as a leader comes from. People want to hear that you've been there and done it, and you've come from different backgrounds, you're adaptable, flexible. And I love that. I think it's so important because, this world isn't for everyone, but there is a space for anyone that's clearly passionate about, really adding value in what is a crazy fast-paced environment, right? I mean, it's not for everyone, is it?
No, absolutely not. And certainly in pre-sales, the demand is generally huge, and you have to be agile to work in pre-sales from my experience anyway. But I think even Crayon were good enough to give me the opportunity initially to head up the modern workplace, modern work generally across the UK, and I put the pressure on myself to make sure that I was doing my studying before like 9 o'clock, before the first meeting or anything like that, to making sure I was up to speed. And as I said, I was just conscious I want to make sure I'm adding value to the business. And constantly reading, constantly doing exams, reading articles, and just generally trying to improve myself for the benefit of everyone else.
Do you know what? I've just written down there, being obsessed about what you're passionate about, right? Yeah. I mean, we've got to, if you're not passionate and you're not obsessed by, your work, your career, your opportunity to improve, then don't do it, in my eyes, right? Because, life throws some difficult stuff at us. And, I think that, like you said, before 9, late at night, you're reading, you're studying, you're looking to improve yourself to then add more value to others, and that's what a leader's all about, right? Empowering others and looking to pass on your experience, advice, and knowledge that you've gained over the years, but still gaining now to improve. And I think the moment we stand still, there's only one way, which is backwards, right? And I think I love what you said there, and I think that's just so important for anyone that is getting into IT for the first time, moving into the MSP world for the first time, or changing direction within the channel. If you're passionate about it, be obsessed by it, learn, look to improve, and be the best version of yourself, right? Yeah,
definitely. I think you need to ask yourself the question of what do you want to do in technology? What is the focus area? What excites you? What's the thing? Because technology is huge. You could go into all manner of areas.
Yeah.
What is it that you actually want to achieve? What's the benefit to you? What do you want to provide to the business, or to the environment, to community, etc.? Are you ESG focused, or what do you want to do in technology, and then go from there and work out, okay, well, do your skills lie in sales, do your skills lie in technical, and then working out what the path looks like from that point of view. So do you have to do certain accreditations from a technical point of view, sales exams or certs that you can do as well, and making sure that you have a clear vision of what the path looks like in either area. So if you're looking into sales and you're an internal account manager or account director, knowing what that path looks like, I think, is really key. So you know not necessarily what the end goal is, but you know what you're working towards. If you put the time in, if you put the revision in, then you know where you're going.
Absolutely. Look, have a plan and attack it, right? And realise that it's not always going to be easy, but if you're dedicated, obsessed to be better and be the best version of yourself, then you'll get there, right? And there is a lot of support out there as well. We've got access to free online, studying, and there's lots of certs and exams, and good people like yourself that are prepared to, pass on your knowledge and experience to others, but only to those that want it, right? And I'm a big believer of that. I run a recruitment company, and we can teach, train, develop, support, nurture, but I call it that inner grit. If you haven't got that sort of, real passion and desire to to be better and make it, then unfortunately it doesn't matter what business you work for, how much training you undergo, you're just not unfortunately going to make it if you're not fully bought into that goal that you said.
Yeah, and it's just attitude. It boils down to attitude, and I think
100%.
that is the main thing I probably look for in an individual, is making sure that they have the right attitude. Because everyone knows that you can't really train attitude, but you can train how to deploy Intune, or how to deploy Exchange, or whatever. You can train that, but you can't necessarily train someone's attitude to want to work hard, want to learn, and want to improve themselves.
100%. I often sit here and say, I think the market is driven by, personality and character. I think skills and experience can be taught and gained, but if you haven't got the right attitude, it's pointless, and if you've got the right attitude and you're passionate about developing, learning and improving, working for the right business, like Crayon, being surrounded by, people that want to help, that have been there and done it and still living and breathing the journey, you're putting yourself in the right path. Wicked. All right, cool. So what advice, do you have for others, or would you give someone, that was looking into technology, or no, actually, what advice would you give someone looking to get into tech, but within the MSP solution provider world?
I think, again, just what is it that you want to focus on? What particular area? What excites you? And then look for a company. Look for whether it's apprenticeships or internships, and just get around people and listen in. And I think when you're starting out in technology, I think especially post-COVID, I think it's so important now to get into the office as is really key, because you're actually surrounded by people talking it day in, day out. You're picking up bits here and there. You can then ask them questions as soon as they finish the call or whatever. I think that's so imperative if you're 100%. Starting out in the industry. But then it's just having that mentality to want to learn as well. So it all boils down to that attitude, making sure that you want to learn. You're in a business that is going to support you, is going to basically put that plan together and say, well, if you do X, Y, Z accreditation or certification, it's going to get you to this point. And I think if you get within a business that is able to support you from that point of view, that's really key. And Crayon are great at that. We have a great apprenticeship scheme, and we really want to help the younger generation get into technology, no matter what area, whether that's sales or into the engineering consultancy space. That's what I think needs to happen, really. I think you just need to dive in, understand what you want to get out of technology. What's the goal? What is it? Where's the ideal career path for you? And then just work hard and study, and you'll get there where you want to.
Love that, honestly. And look, and that's not just for people getting into IT for the first time. That could be someone with years and years of experience looking to change positions within the solution provider world, right? Have a focus, have a plan, but have the right attitude, and be bought into the people that you're joining, right? Trust and have faith in the company. Make sure that they're going to support you on your plan, growth, focus, and goal, right? Because, and I love what you said there about the getting into the office, right? We work in a world where, yes, the majority of things can be done remote, but you can't beat that face-to-face interaction, that collaboration, that teamship environment where people share ideas, meet, greet, and just generally sometimes talk about things that aren't just so transactional. Right, we're on Teams, let's talk about this, right, see you later, opposed to, when you're actually in the office, you're learning, you're developing, you're hearing other people, see how they do things, and it just empowers people to be better, right, and give back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I've been probably getting in a bit more often into the office, more than I have, but I certainly see the value of meeting in the office, because a couple of minute conversation would probably have been a half-hour Teams call, for example. So you're away saving time from that point of view. But I think I get a lot of value from just listening into other people's conversations, or if they're on calls and meetings. And I think that's just invaluable. Certainly if you're starting out, or if you're moving into a new role, as I said, just surround yourself, be in the office, listen to people, ask for advice. It's easier to do that than maybe remote, when you feel like you have to set up a call, you have to send a message, or not going to get back to you. Whereas if you just tap someone on the shoulder and say, "Oh, can I have 2 minutes? Just want to ask you about something," it's a lot easier, and I think like you will just develop a lot quicker, especially if you're starting out.
Definitely, and you get more, right? I mean, surround yourself by good people, and help others. I've got this big belief of, if you create that givers gain environment, it just empowers people to be better. Someone does something for you, you just generally, if you're a good person, want to do something for them, right? And then that just snowballs into, everyone working, what we said earlier, as one team, going on a journey together, driving forward to, achieve the same goal, right? Love that. Cool. So, coming to near the end before we get into our fun quick fire questions, but just in terms of who do you admire most in the sector, whether it be a person or a company, just someone that really stood out for you when you were growing in this world?
Oh God, it's really hard to pick an individual. I think I can only probably speak from experience from my career so far, and
of course
I think the people, the managers I've had from every organisation has had a profound impact on probably where I am right now, what I'm achieving. And I feel like for every business that I've been at, they've added huge amounts of value, from Ultima to Comparex to Software One to Crayon, from when I first started out to now. All of them have added massive value, and in each organisation I've had brilliant account directors or sales managers, sales directors, country managers. I've had brilliant people along the way, and I feel quite fortunate that I've had that. So I probably can't pick one. I just feel like I've been lucky to be at those organizations, big key organizations in the industry. When you're talking your Ultimas and your Software Ones and your Crayon, they're right up there from a credibility point of view. So learning from those organizations throughout my career has been so important, and just learning from other people when I've been at those businesses, trying to learn my trade as an internal account manager at Ultima, working with the Microsoft team or the security team. Then working in similar vein at Software One, working with the different individuals, but then again learning more around Azure, learning more around AWS and modern work. I just thought it's just invaluable, and so fortunately I've worked at those organizations and for great people, to be fair. So I couldn't probably necessarily pick, probably sitting on the fence quite a bit, but I don't think I could pick one person or one organization, but I feel like they've all had huge impacts to probably where I am right now.
Do you know what? And I love that. And actually, this is why I love jumping on these spotlights, because, everyone's had a different experience. And actually, not picking one person out is a credit to you, if I'm totally honest, because, you're clearly passionate about what you do. You're clearly always looking to learn, to improve, to empower others, right? And that's what it's all about. That's what makes a great leader. That's what makes someone that is clearly passionate about learning, developing, and being better. And actually, it's not just one person. You're looking at a company, but that's down to you wanting to improve, be better, work with others, give back, etc. And I love that, because you work with some great companies, and you're taking all of what you've learned and bringing it into the role that you are in now, from UK to global, to working for an absolute leader in this space, clearly driving, a huge range of technology to improve so many customers. And that's off the back of all the hard work that you've done. Because let's face it, people don't want to give their right arm to people that don't want to commit fully. So for you to get that experience, knowledge, and then get to where you are today, that's based on you giving just as much as what they gave you. I'm a big believer of that, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you just pick up the positives and the strong points of every individual that you worked with, or the managers that I've had in the past. You just pick out the key and the most their strengths, and you try and utilize and try and put them into your own daily work and your own life as well. And so what I'm saying is that I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of great people, and so trying to be a sponge as much as possible over that time to try and replicate some of that stuff into what I do today. Love
it. I'm a big believer of people often say, what's your sort of motto you live by when I interview people and whatnot, and they join in. Mine is remain teachable personally, because I just want to continue to learn, to improve, to be better, to empower others, and that's where I see and feel the most amount of success, seeing other people learn and develop off the back of me giving them something that they can then take on and make their own. Right.
I've always had the saying of never be afraid to be the thickest person in the room, and I'm quite happy to be the thickest person in the room and raise my hand if I don't know the answer, or I don't know what a certain technology is. Don't be afraid to stick your hand up and be that thickest person in the room, because there'll certainly be other people.
100%. And it makes you the cleverest person in the room in my eyes, because you're putting your hand up more often than not to actually learn and develop and be better, right? So wicked. Do you know what? There has been some amazing insights there. I mean, wow. I mean, literally, about the business, the technology, your leadership qualities, the culture, clients, customers, services, everything. So, what I want to try and just bring this into a bit of a quick, fun, quick fire questions. So I'm going to hit you with these.
Sure.
Right, let me start with this. Which 3 people would you most like to invite to dinner? Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? Oh, God, okay, well, I'll go... Currently, I'll probably go Warren Buffett. I think he would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely,
Elon Musk would be certainly interesting. And... probably Tiger Woods.
Bit of strange balance.
Yeah. If I got all 3 of them in the room, I think that would be quite intriguing. I'll sit there with my popcorn and see the conversation.
Let them go.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. I think I know the answer to this question. Microsoft or Apple?
Microsoft.
Yeah, wicked. Football or rugby or tennis?
I like them all, but football.
Wicked. Cool. What team do you support?
Tottenham.
Cool. I won't hold that against you. Cool. Degree or apprenticeship?
I
know. Gets everyone.
I did a degree, but looking back, I met my wife through university as well, so I've got to be a bit careful here. But I'll say degree.
Cool. Right. One thing, whether it be a personal passion or a hobby that most wouldn't know about you.
Hobby. I mean, I play all sports, but I'm terrible at golf. So I play golf, but I'm terrible. I think that's it, really. I don't know. I'm
cool.
Just,
no, that's all good. Yeah, no, fine. Favorite technology over the last 20 years, work or home?
Favorite technology? Internet.
Love it. Yeah, good. We'd be lost without it, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Worst technology? Something that if you could sit here and just get rid of right now, you would?
Alexa.
Yeah. I know. God, as you said that, my phone's going off. Cool. Best thing about working in the channel in one sentence?
Just the variety of the people and the customers and partners that you work with. No day is the same.
Brilliant. And then one thing you would like to have known when you first started your career that you now know?
That it's going to be chaotic and busy, but embrace it.
Love it. Alan, look, that comes to the end of this Spotlight series. Honestly, you've been absolutely amazing. There have been some fantastic insights there. And I'm just delighted that I managed to get you on. I know you're super busy. You're doing some amazing stuff right now. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time, mate. For the wider audience and everyone that's tuned in and checked this Spotlight series, if you have any questions, want to make any comments, want to reach out to either myself or Alan, all the details will be below. I just want to say once again, Alan, thank you so much for your time. I wish you personally and the whole Crayon team a huge amount of ongoing success. You guys are clearly leading the way right now, and what looks like super exciting times ahead. If anyone is interested in joining the InfraViewing Spotlight series, please reach out to me direct. But again, Alan will happily take any comments or happy to talk about, from a client perspective where Crayon can facilitate and look to add some benefit to your business. Once again, Alan, you've been absolutely amazing. Thanks so much for your time, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Tim. Appreciate it.